Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super excited to have you joining me for our Mind Games How to Play and Win workshop. My name is Tashima Jones. I am an author and life coach for creatives who genuinely desire to get their lives in order. My focus is on inner wealth and how to live a happier daily life. My coaching is for the person who seems to have everything yet still feels unfulfilled, and the person who believes that having more materially will bring about more contentment internally. You can find out additional information on my website at tashimajones.com/coaching. Now, you are about to unpack some gems about the mind, overcoming limited beliefs, and more. This workshop is about 40 minutes and is self-paced. However, for those of you who may need a little more time, feel free to split it up into 20-minute sessions and even over the course of 2 days. I also have a few goodies sprinkled throughout the workshop in the form of QR codes for reduced rates on books, Life Club memberships, and more. With that being said, once again, welcome to Mind Games and How to Play to Win. See you at the wrap-up. The heart of our time together is really from a place of understanding that your overall life is made up of the days in between. This workshop is aimed towards helping you understand the connection between the mind, belief, and behavior, and how each impact your everyday life. We will cover the basics of the mind, the role of will and belief, thinking and self-talk, clarity and expectation, common mind games, and how to win, along with activities to put what's learned into practice. Keep in mind that this content is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. You will need a few things. Up first is patience. You'll need a pen and a journal. The video itself has a runtime of about 40 minutes, and you will most certainly need a genuine desire to learn a new way of thinking. Now, let's get into our warm-up, words and feelings. Take 2 minutes to look at the words and phrases on the following screen. Well done. Now write the words and phrases you remember. Choose one word or phrase and repeat it out loud 12 times. Pay attention to your physical and emotional experience. Describe and or make a list of those feelings. As we wrap up our warm-up, remember this. Words have the power to shift your mental, emotional, and even physical states of being. Keep this in mind. My words have power to change me and my life from the inside out. So, what are mind games? For the sake of this workshop, we're defining mind games as unhealthy thought patterns, conclusions, and perceptions that do not align with goals or produce a fruitful lifestyle. Let's dig into mind basics. The mind is able to imagine, learn, store, and recall information as well as dreams. The mind is certainly intricate. We are going to discover a bit about it and how it works on a basic level. As always, knowing the definition of a thing allows us to use it more efficiently. Up first is the mind. The mind receives, processes, thinks, concludes, and remembers sensory and non-sensory information and experiences. The subconscious mind receives and processes conscious level thinking and experiences. It's where conclusions are drawn and information is stored for future use. The conscious mind receives real-time thoughts, experiences, and houses current awareness. Don't get overwhelmed. There is a diagram that brings this whole picture together. Now, memory is defined as data and the recollection of thoughts and events experienced by the conscious mind and processed by the subconscious mind. And last but not least, words are a tool of communication used by and between two or more individuals and within the individual alone. We consider words to be invisible energy, and they have the power to create what is thought and spoken. Take a moment to review our mind basics diagram. It really outlines all of the definitions and how each of them work together. Feel free to pause here to review. Here are some key things to remember. The mind is where information is received, processed, and made into a conclusion. Decision-making, perceptions, and perspectives are created in the mind. The physical world and the non-physical world connect in the mind as well. And it is also where sensory and non-sensory information is managed, stored, and used daily. Think of the mind as the womb of the soul, with words and thoughts being the deposits of what is born, and that includes personality, behaviors, and the speech of the individual, inventions, and ideas. When we consider the mind, we see how much it impacts our relationships and our life overall. Let's take a moment to put some of what we've learned into practice. Consider this statement. I am going to blink 5 times. Proceed to doing the following in the order listed below. Write out the statement, say the statement, and then do the statement. The goal in this exercise is to reveal the alignment in what you think, say, and do. In a healthy scenario, what you think, say, and do will all be connected and reflect each other. Continue to practice aligning your mindset, words, and behavior. In this section, we are covering the power of will and how it's connected to belief. Our definition of will is the decision to be and or do accompanied by the corresponding action of being and or doing. Belief is the result or conclusion of processed information in the subconscious mind that was experienced by the conscious mind. Belief takes agreement. It is to know and accept as reality and truth. Take a moment to review the diagram on will and belief and how each correlate with one another. It's important to note that a breach in belief is when a decision has been made without a corresponding action, creating self-betrayal. When it comes to will and belief, it is important to remember that will is decision and action. That's what ultimately yields results. Simply making a decision does not equate will. It must be established by action. In instances where an individual may think one thing, yet say and do another, again, we find a breach in belief, which compromises the will. Let's practice. Create the following columns in your journal: belief, truth, decision, and action. Write 3 beliefs you have in your belief column. Now consider and examine whether or not these beliefs are the result of truth. Next, write whether or not you have made a decision about these beliefs. Then write the corresponding actions. As you go forward throughout the day, challenge yourself to actually respond with the corresponding action to your beliefs, and be sure to journal your experience. The goal of this activity is to uncover where your will and beliefs are aligned and or misaligned. It also strengthens your belief by encouraging you to discover the truth that they are built on. Take a moment to stretch, reflect, and rest.